Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. So I am so excited to bring you along for another vlog this week. This week's going to be a little week in my life of a teacher and a mom. And I am just like so pumped for this week because it is the week before spring break, before April vacation. And I am like so ready for April vacation. So I'm ready for this week because it's just gonna lead right up to it. So I will tell you all of the crazy that ensues with a week before vacation, but I think it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a lot of like trying to like wrap up and assess, because if you're a teacher, you know somehow kids forget things over a week. So we decided that we wanted to try and like at least check in, even if we're not done with a unit, before this vacation, so we're able to kind of get assessments in and grades in that will reflect some of what they know. And then we'll also just be doing some fun stuff like later on in the week. You obviously kind of try and like reel it back, take it a little easy before school is out, because they're also excited for spring break and sometimes their behaviors show it. So anyways, I'm excited for this week. I was like debating if I wanted to do a week in my life or if I wanted to do a day in my life. So comment down below and just let me know what you prefer, because I wasn't really sure. But as I said in my last vlog, I prefer a week in my life. So I decided I'd film another one. Also, as I said in my last vlog, they are hard for me to film. And last time they were hard for me to edit because my computer like had too much memory on it. So I will do my best for you all, but we are gonna, work on this together. So I need to go fill up my car with gas, get my Dunkin' Donuts for the day. I've decided I'm only gonna get Dunkin' or coffee once a week, and this is my once a week. And the reason being is I watched Succession last night with my husband, which is a very good show. It's like highly intense, but super good. And we were up later, so I'm a little tired, even though you probably can't tell because I'm just like really excited to talk to you. Anyways, if you're new here, my name's Victoria, and I am a 7th year 3rd grade teacher in Maine and a mom to an 18-month-old, year and a half, which is just absolutely wild. And he is the best thing in my life. This morning he was like so happy and cute and adorable, and it just like filled my cup in every sort of way that just like made me ready for the day. So there you go, there you have it. I need to go so I can go fill up my car, get my coffee, and get to school and have enough time to get there on time. So let's go do those things, and I will see you all at school. Okay, everyone, so I am in my car, but I am about to go to the grocery store and to go to Target to just pick up some quick things that I forgot on my to-go order. That happens when we don't go into the store and I'm like out of my routine. So we did like a last minute to go like Hannaford pickup order instead of our normal go in on Sundays because it was closed on Sunday for Easter Sunday, of course. So therefore I forgot some things that I need to go get. So I'm going to go get some stuff from Hannaford and from Target. But before I do that, I figured I'd fill you in on the day because I didn't have a second to pick you up because today has been busy. So what has happened in my busy day? Well, I got to school and I had to plan slides and I had people pop in and say hi and all of that stuff. That is the only good thing that I would say was like positive about pumping in the morning is I wouldn't ever like get interrupted. I could just kind of like close my door and no one would interrupt me. And I still do that sometimes. Like I still just close my door and like close the blinds and like don't enter just so I can kind of like focus and get work done. But sometimes I feel bad about it. I shouldn't, but sometimes I do. So anyways, I worked on today's, like just took a copy of today's slides from one of my teammates that she shared it with us and edited the morning message, got everything ready to go. And then by that time, it was like basically time to get started for the day. So the kids were coming in and I like answered emails. I started to try and like edit Tuesday's slides a bit. And then throughout the day, we had a pretty good day. It was busy. Kids are definitely like ready for spring break. You can always tell when they're like getting to be pretty argumentative and, you know, just not totally getting along. So we are ready for a break from each other, but that's okay. We will get through it and we will get a break from each other. So aside from the like little bit of like antagonizing and annoyances, we did well. In reading, we read 2 chapters of Because of Winn-Dixie. And after we did that, you know, we thought through what the chapter title name should be, and they came up with some great ideas. And then we just did 3 things for reading today. We did a first, next, then. Our first was read to self. Next was do a reading jot on character traits that they have already done in small groups with me on the book that they are currently reading. And then there was a spelling speedway with their word study words and a partner. And that was fun. Then we had go time, after specials and snack. And in go time, we just studied where and where. And then tomorrow we're going to do some wrap up our homophones study. And we're going to just do a little check-in. In science, we're kind of we're at a good breaking point for our animals unit because we've talked a lot about fossils and dinos. And next we're going to kind of transition on to heredity and so on. So in science, we talked about dinos. We're going to do an assessment on that, but we also did a little bit of Earth Day stuff because Earth Day is over April vacation and it's always nice to talk about Earth Day. And then in math, we worked through some division and multiplication related number stories. That went okay. At the end of the day, my team and I decided that we kind of wanted to shift our math lesson for tomorrow, which means I have a little extra work to do once I get home because I'm making math slides for tomorrow. If you're new here, the way that my team and I do slides plans is we plan together for everything, and then there are 4 of us, so each of us takes a day, and then one of us gets 2 days a week to make slides for, and then we just share it with our teammates, and that makes it easier on us. It kind of spreads the work, so we don't all have to take on so much stuff. But anyways, since we kind of rethought math and we are shifting it from doing so much of like word problems and writing word problems, we're also working in some more fact families because we felt like the unit that our curriculum was using, it was kind of skipping the connection in the fact families and talking about fact families. So we're adding that in, and I need to work on that tonight once I get home. And then in writing, we worked on notable people and places. The only sad thing was that I had a few kids that chose a beloved pet And when they did their beloved pet, some of them had lost their beloved pet. So there was a lot of tears in my classroom today because they were all remembering their beloved pets and their memories. So that was sad, but we are good. So that is a picture of our day. And then at the end of the day, I changed the schedule, pumped, so on, and met with my team so we could talk about math, so then I could shift math things around. And I probably only have like 20 minutes left to edit, maybe even less, but that is where we are at. So I will pick you all up tomorrow morning and kind of give you an update, see where we're at, but wanted to update you all since I didn't have a chance to pick you up today at school. So there you go. Now let's go to Hannaford and Target and get our groceries and the things that I missed. Here we go. All right, everyone, happy Tuesday. So we are at school. It is currently the kids' recess time, but I don't have recess duty Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I thought I'd pick you up quickly. We are having a good day so far, except we did have a little bit of a bumpy patch in reading. In reading, I had kids that were working away at they were doing an IXL and they were supposed to go on to read to self, and I gave them the option to read to self on Epic, but when I went around and checked the room and saw what they were doing, some of them were not being honest and were not on Epic. So we took a break from computers for the rest of the day, and we are also going to sit at our assigned spaces for the rest of the day unless they are at a space all by themselves. So that was just a natural consequence from choosing to not follow directions. So there you go. That happened. But other than that, it's gone well. In reading, we read a chapter of Winn-Dixie. We talked about character traits more and just talked about how you notice how a character acts throughout the text. And then once you notice a pattern, then you can just also grow a bigger idea. It really is basically character traits again. And then we just did a jot on how you can grow a bigger idea and then use supporting details. So it looked like this. Kate is grateful, example 1, example 2, and then tomorrow we're going to do the bottom part, or no, actually Thursday we're going to do the bottom part, which is I think Kate is this way because, and we'll kind of think through why do we think our character is the way that they are. So we did that as a whole class with our read aloud, and then as they were I pulled small groups and I took kids and we kind of talked about our small group text, and we did a jot together on our small group text. And as they were doing that, they were supposed to be doing IXL and read to self. Some of them were not being so honest with that though. So anyways, I already told you that. Then we had snack and all the things. And then during go time and science today, they did 2 assessments. They did a homophones check-in where they just kind of wrote which there and there belongs, which to and belongs, and which your and your belongs. And then we did a animal science check-in on fossils. And we got these ideas directly from the mystery science lessons that we've done so far. But we decided that we would kind of assess mid-unit, 1, because they forget things over vacation, and 2, because this was a natural stopping point because we have been talking a lot about fossils, and now when we come back after break, we're going to shift to something else. So that's what they did during go time and science. And then we also just kind of did a few other mystery science, and they also had a chance to finish up work for their poetry book. So I'm excited to send that off on Friday, and they've worked really hard on it. So that is what we've done. I've also had a meeting this morning where we're talking about the new Maine state test and what that's going to look like. And that's been, I don't know, it's very similar to the NUIA, which we do, but it just has a little bit more specific to 3rd grade standards, it sounds like. So it's interesting learning about it, but that took our whole planning time, so that's that. And then this afternoon, we have a curriculum meeting with our whole district where we talk about like the new curriculum that we're going to be adopting in ELA. So again, if you use Collaborative Classroom for reading and writing, I would love to hear your thoughts. But that's the plan. Also, do you do curriculum in your districts? Because like I never did this in my first district. I mean, I was only there for a year, but still. And it's just not something that I hear of much, but we do like one day a month, usually from like January to like April. We'll stay late, and then the time adds up so that we get a comp day. So like this Friday is a comp day for the curriculum hours we've worked. Not sure how I feel about it, but that's what we do. Okay, I'm going to do a few quick things of correcting, use the bathroom, and then get my students. But I will talk to you all later and update you on how math and all that stuff goes. Bye.
Is it just because you have a hard time understanding sometimes?
Tomorrow we have all right, everyone. So I just wanted to update you on how our curriculum meeting went. I'm sorry I'm a little sweaty and like, red-faced. It's because I just did a Peloton ride. Super proud of myself, but that's like not connected to this. So for a curriculum meeting today, we went over the Being a Reader and Being a Writer curriculums for Collaborative Classroom. And so far I'm pretty impressed. I will say I'm definitely more impressed with the Being a Reader than Being a Writer, but I also felt like she went over Being a Writer really quickly. And also the Being a Writer curriculum is being updated, not like for this coming year, but the following year. So that's a whole nother thing. Like I don't really want to start a new curriculum for us to have to then get an updated version of it and have to redo, you know what I mean? Like, and then remake everything and reconfigure ourselves to it. So I'm going to kind of reach out to my principal and to maybe the assistant superintendent and just kind of voice my thoughts. And this is my reminder to you that you all have a voice. You all can share if you are feeling like uncertain about something, because I don't know, how is my principal supposed to know what other people might be feeling if they don't tell her? So that's like something that I've noticed a decent amount in the teaching world, is that there's a lot of people that talk about things and they have opinions, but then they don't always share those opinions with the people that can help make a change. So just share. I mean, worst case scenario is they can't do anything about it. I guess worst case scenario is you have really bad admin and they're not supportive of you sharing. But like, if that's the case, then go to a different school, because that's not the type of admin you want to be around. My admin's great, so I'm very thankful for who I have, as administrators. So I'm just going to share that because I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be a lot of work for us to start 2 new curriculums. And if we put in all of that work to get used to the Being a Reader curriculum and Being a Writer curriculum, and then have to reconfigure and do all the work again with an updated version of the Being a Writer, it just feels really like a lot of unnecessary work next year if that's the case. So just going to talk to them about it and see what they have to say. Maybe there's a reason. So that's that. I'm curious what you would do. So comment down below and let me know what you think. Like, does it make sense to just start both curriculums at the same time? Or what would you do? What's your opinion on this? So anyways, the collaborative classroom little program guide that we got. It's really cool, and I like it a lot because, as I mentioned, right now we're using the units of study like Lucy Calkin stuff, and obviously, like, Lucy's a complicated lady, and her programs are just outdated from using all of the balanced literacy information rather than moving on to more structured literacy and science of reading information that we now all have. So I'm excited because this is very based off of structured literacy and the science of reading, and there's just a lot of like research-based good information in here. So it was great to kind of see different parts of it. Like there's word study, and it talked all about, how in the lower grades you start with more phonics level stuff, and then in the upper grades there's more just focus on word study as a whole group, but there's differentiated pieces to it, and there's vocabulary, and then in the reading lessons there's book studies, and there's also, or book clubs I should say, and there's also like comprehension focused lessons with other pieces to it. So I don't know, I'm excited to dive into this and look into it a little bit more, but so far I'm definitely impressed, and I'm looking forward to starting this curriculum. I think it's going to be a really good change because our last curriculum we've needed to supplement a lot, and I just don't know. I feel like there's some pieces that we could do better with. So I'm looking forward to having some research-based, structured literacy components in our classroom next year. Yay! And then the writing program seemed okay to me, but it was just, we didn't see as much of it. And again, they're updating it. So like one question I asked was, and I'm curious to your thoughts, so comment down below after I kind of explain this, but I asked about graphic organizers because currently in our units of study, we have different writing units, and in the different writing units, they sometimes just like do a lesson and then send the kids off. And sometimes that is great and the kids can do it, but then sometimes it's kind of a lot for them to hear the lesson, think, and then go to a blank piece of paper and write, put that lesson on paper. So sometimes we found that graphic organizers are really helpful with stopping that, like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, that like overwhelm of a blank page. So I asked about graphic organizers, and she said that in the current Being a Writer, there's nothing, and that in the updated one, they'll have suggestions of graphic organizers you could do to supplement, but they don't recommend graphic organizers because they think that it can like stunt students' creativity, which I get if you're like doing it in a sense that you're saying, okay, you're all going to write about why we need to stop littering, and like kind of giving them a structure in that sense. But if it's just giving, I don't know, like a brainstorming web or like sentence starters and stuff like that, then I don't know. I don't think that that's bad. I just think it's helpful. But I'm curious. I need to, like, it's made me really think through, maybe I should do some research on graphic organizers and so on. So comment down below. Let me know what you think about graphic organizers and writing, and like if you have some like current research on what is helpful, because I don't know. I just, like I said, sometimes we find it really helpful in combating that overwhelm that students get when they look at a blank page, but I don't want to be like, just crushing my students' creativity. So I'm feeling a little bit bad if that's what I've been doing when I give them graphic organizers. I don't do it with every lesson, but just like some of the ones when they could benefit from it. But anyways, that's it. That's all I've got. So that's what we learned with the collaborative classroom training, and I am excited to do it. Tomorrow we have a staff meeting, and we're going to do some more structured literacy stuff where we're currently doing a book study on a science of reading type book, and that will be good. It will be not, super exciting just because it's a staff meeting right before vacation, but it'll be great still. And yeah, I'm looking forward to a good day tomorrow. We are so close to April vacation, which I just keep thinking we're getting closer and closer to summer vacation, but our last day of school is June 16th. Comment down below what yours is. Like, I know in Maine, our last day is definitely later than most, but I'm curious, what's the last day around your area? And yeah, we're getting there. It's kind of crazy because we were talking today in our data team meeting with our principal about the state test coming up and, planning through when we're going to start state testing. And then there's just so much with the end of the school year. There's our state test, there's NOEAs, there's F&Ps, there's end of the year writing prompts. There's just all of these things all tangled in with regular curriculum, and it's going to come quick. So there you go. That's my little conversation for today. I'm sorry. I feel like I always get rambly at the end of the day when I talk to you, but just enjoy chatting. So if you've made it this far, give me a little comment, the little excited face, because you're just, I guess, excited to listen. And I will see you all tomorrow on Wednesday, and I will tell you what we are up to when I get a chance to pick you up. See you all tomorrow. All right, everyone. So happy Wednesday. I only have one more day this week, and I'm so happy about it. But I'm just going to kind of fill you in on our day. It was a good day. So basically, in reading, we had a shorter period because we had foreign language today. So for reading, we did just reading a chapter of Winn-Dixie. They thought through what the chapter title would be. And we've lately been talking about how, because they often want to name the title, or they want the chapter title to be like what the end of the book is, or not the end of the book, whatever happens at the end of the chapter. But we've talked about, well, the chapter title should probably reflect what most of the chapter was about, because usually the end of the chapter is just going to reflect what's to come. So that was a good conversation. And then we read to self. Then in go time, what did we do? We just finished up work. I had some students who weren't going to be here tomorrow because they were going on vacation. So I had them get some assessments done, and they cleaned out book bins, and my classroom is looking much neater, although there's still some mess. And then in science, we did some random mystery science that are connected to Earth Day. Then in math, we worked on division and multiplication relations. and how we can solve division and multiplication word problems, and practice that with like a word problem paper, and did some IXL. And then in writing, they did some opinion writing on either notable people or places or problems that they see in the world. So that's like an overview of our day. And we were supposed to have a staff meeting and we didn't, which is amazing. It was canceled. So we just kind of finished planning for the following week because we were behind on planning because we've been busy during planning time this week. So that feels good. And now we just have one more day until vacation. So I'm super psyched, but I'm gonna go and see my family, and it's beautiful out, so I'm sure we'll go for a walk or something. Yeah, that's it. I will see you all on Thursday. Hello everyone and happy Thursday, but it's my Friday because I don't have school tomorrow. So this has just been a lovely day. It is currently lunchtime. Well, actually my students' recess time, but I don't have duty on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I just thought I'd pick you up quickly because I didn't have a chance to pick you up this morning. So basically all we have done is we did a reading lesson on stopping to think why a character is the way that they are. We talked about how characters are like icebergs or they're like onions, and that you need to peel back the layers to think like what makes this character this way. And so we talked about that with our book because of Winn-Dixie, and then they all just did like a jot thinking like, I think this character is this because, and that will wrap up the small group text work that we've done on this specific text, and we'll start a new text when we come back from vacation. And while they did that with me, they were either doing a character traits IXL or they were doing read to self. So that was that for reading. And then we had snack outside because it is beautiful out today. It's like gonna hit the 70s, which is just like unheard of in Maine in April. So we are embracing it. And I did read like one of the excerpts from Mistakes That Worked while they were outside having snack, and then after that we just kind of ate and chat, and it was fun. And then they had PE, and then during go time in science today, honestly I just had kids that needed to finish up some work, so they did that. While some kids were finishing up work, kids cleaned up their book bins and got rid of all of the extra papers. I just put on the board like what they needed in each folder, and if they had anything extra, I said it either needs to be brought home or recycled. And that's it. We did a good old clean out. And then if they finished that, then I honestly said they could read, buddy read, free write, buddy write, or free draw. And it was great. So when they were doing that, I also had a questionnaire I needed to fill out on a student. So I did that. I met with a student who was out for a while, and that's it. So the rest of the afternoon is going to be, we're going to do a quick math like division review, and then they're going to do a division check-in before we leave for vacation, just because sometimes kids come back and they like forget everything they learned. So we want like at least some evidence on what they know about division. So it's just 2 division word problems, and they're supposed to express the word problems as an array and as equal groups, and then write the fact. And then the second page is just division and multiplication fact families, just showing that they understand the relationship between the facts. So that's it. That's all we are doing in math. And then they'll once they finish, they'll have the opportunity to go on to IXL. Before we do that, we'll do some whole group kind of review work. And after they do IXL, I'm sure we'll do some 99 math. And then after we do 99 math, we'll do a good old classroom cleanup, and we will do a locker cleanup. And then instead of writing today, we're a little ahead of the other third grades on writing. So we are going to go outside and we are going to play and we are going to enjoy this nice weather, and it is going to be amazing. And there you have it. That is the things on the docket. And I'm just so happy. It's just, nothing can bring me down today because it is the day before vacation, and that is just a golden day. So anyways, there you have it. I will pick you all up again at the end of the day at some point and kind of fill you in on anything else that comes to mind, but it's a good one.
As a kid, I used to live out by a lake, with lightning bolts collecting sticks and secret handshakes. I was invincible then, my heart so pure I had no fear. And those were the years that I hold so dear. And it felt so right having you by my side. I would never waste your time or mine. Do you ever think about the time when we were young? Everything we dreamt of being, we had so much fun. I don't wanna lose your love. I've been wishing on the stars above. If I go back in time far enough, I know that I would find you. Those lazy days where we would sit out on the pier. The sky was wide open and everything was crystal clear. Anything that you would tell me, I just couldn't wait to hear. And we'd soak up the sun, smiling ear to ear. 'Cause it felt so right having you by my side.
Okay, everyone, so it's Thursday night and I am just in the best mood. I'm also exhausted, but like I said, it's Thursday night, which means I am officially on vacation. I am so pumped. So, bad news. I did something to my foot when I was well, this is kind of random, but 2 days ago, I started to have slight foot pain, and then yesterday it was really bad. Today it's also kind of bad. So I've had to lay off on my working out a little bit. I am doing yoga stretches and workouts instead. So I'm still doing something, but I'm not getting as much movement in, which is a bummer. But I don't know. I don't know if it's tendonitis or what, but it's the outside of my foot. I think it's because I went for a run. I think it was Sunday night, but I honestly don't even remember now. And I haven't run since last summer, so it was probably just kind of a shock to the system. I'm always bad at taking it easy. I did a beginner run on Peloton, okay? I tried to not, I don't know, go too crazy, but still, it was probably definitely the first run of the season. So I think I hurt my foot, and that stinks because I was really on a roll with working out. But anyways, school was great. You saw me recap most of the day. After they came back from lunch and recess, we just did our math and a review lesson of division, and then they did great on their check-ins. And then after their check-ins, we just did some IXL games, and then we did a 99 math, which they did really well with. I feel it really is helping their fluency. And then we did a nice clean out of our classroom. That's my favorite thing to do before leaving on vacation, just because I feel like I like to come back into my space nice and clean and tidy and where it needs to be. So we cleaned our book bins, we cleaned out folders, we cleaned out desks, well, like the top of our desks, we cleaned off cleaned out our lockers, we cleaned the surfaces of our like shelves and so on. So our classroom is just left much neater now. And then after we did all that clean out, we just went outside for an extra recess, and it was beautiful outside, like 72 or something like that. Absolutely insane for Maine in April, but I will totally take it. And tomorrow is supposed to be even nicer. It's supposed to be like 76, which is just, like I said, wild, but I'm so excited. I don't think that next week, like the actual week of spring break, I guess, is supposed to be as nice, but it's okay. I will take whatever I can get. So there you have it. That kind of like summarizes the day. After the day was done, I met with my team very briefly, and we just kind of made sure that we had everything printed for the week, and we had slides assigned, which we did. I have 2 days of slides the week that we go back. I have Monday and Friday. So I plan to work on those slides when one of my family members is getting radiation next week, and I'm going to their appointment. So that will be a good use of my time. So there you go. That's what we did after school. And we also worked on finalizing our poetry books. So I don't know if I've actually said this, because I was like secretly hoping that I would be able to get to work with them, but it's okay. I made a class book with student treasures, and we've used student treasures in our classroom since like I started teaching 3rd grade, so the past 6 years, and I love the company. It's really easy to use, and the class books that we make are always like such sweet treasures. So we've been making poetry books for the last few years because, one, it's easier to do because a poem is easier and quicker to write, revise, and edit than a like actual, story or something. And two, we do it around April, and April's Poetry Month. So those two things go well together. So therefore, we finalized the pictures and finalized the cover and finalized all of those things, and I just did like the steps to make sure that the book is ready to go. And then after that, I filmed a quick little Instagram reel and got ready to go and got my baby, and we got home and played outside and had dinner, and it was just lovely. So there you have it. There is a glimpse in our day. I am gonna end the vlog here because I know I said it's a week of my life, but like this is 4 days, this is a week. And tomorrow I'm just gonna take the time to enjoy my family and enjoy like a really beautiful day with my baby. I don't want to like worry about having to pick you all up and fill you in and all that stuff. I love it, but it's also sometimes like an extra added stress of thinking about, okay, what shots can I get and so on. So that's going to be the plan. So I'm ending the vlog here. Next week, as I said, because I'm so pumped, is spring break. So with that, if you have like video suggestions of things that you would like to see next week, please comment down below and let me know, and that would be super duper helpful. I'd also love, like I'm asking you to comment a million things, so comment like what you feel like, but I would also love to hear from you on like where you found me, because I'm just curious like what types of videos you all enjoy. So I'm curious like where you originally found me and like why you're still around. Like what do you like to see from me? Because I don't want to just be strictly a teacher content, channel. I'm like a teacher, mom, lifestyle, how I find the balance between teaching and motherhood and all of that. So yeah. Okay, I need to go because I just am really good at talking forever. So I hope you've enjoyed this vlog. If you have, please give it a like. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you can join me in all future videos and just, be a part of the fam. Hit that notification bell if you want to know when I post things, and comment down below any of the many things that I have asked you to comment. And until the next one, I hope you have the best weekend, the best day, the best week, and I cannot wait to see you all in the next vlog. Bye everyone.